Amazon's new game streaming service, and more coming up on today's episode of the latest in tech news. Hey Gadgeteer, you're just in time for the latest episode of the world's only 3-in-1 show on everything tech, gadgets, and gaming news. And if you're new here, click on that subscribe button right now so that you don't miss a single episode. My name is Taylor Merrick, and I'll be your host. Now, let's see what the latest tech news happenings are today. Now, keep in mind, we're not going to be covering Consumer Electronics Show because I think all the coolish stuff has been picked through. All the bigwig stuff has been unveiled, and we're kind of at a lull right now. Everybody's kind of like regurgitating the same information. There's nothing really new coming out, and obviously, I don't have boots on the ground. So I can't be there myself to find out exactly what's going on and where it's going on and writing it all down and covering all of it. So I'll leave that for the other people there to sift through, and we'll report back to them when they have something for us. But in the meantime, first article I got for you guys today is Destiny 3 will be coming in 2020, and analysts are predicting this amid a Bungie and Activision breakup. Now, keep in mind that the partnership was supposed to go on for a while, but Destiny, the game itself, was delayed first by a year, and then when it finally came out, it didn't do as well as some people figured it, hoped it would have. Some people blamed Activision, some people blamed Bungie, other people blamed loot boxes, and then Destiny 2 came out, and we're like, oh, finally, we get a good game. Now people are back to complaining about this, and they're saying that this puzzle is too hard and can't figure it out, and then Activision is saying, I think we maybe just need to reassess and figure out what we're actually good at, and Bungie's like, good, because actually we do, and we know what we're doing, and Destiny 2 is an awesome game, and it's a great game, and we know what we're doing, and we're going to keep going forward. So that's the brief recap on the whole entire thing, but let's get into this article. Apparently the biggest gaming news so far broke today when Activision and Bungie confirmed that they are ending their publishing deal for Destiny. Going forward, Bungie will take on development and publishing duties for Destiny, while Activision will focus on its own franchises like Call of Duty. Research firm Cohen & Company shared its thoughts on the news in a note to investors today, and one prediction the company made was that Bungie will release Destiny 3 in 2020. Now, this is not altogether surprising revelation, as the Destiny series normally release new mainline entries every 3 years. Destiny 1 launched in 2014, Destiny 2 in 2017. According to Cohen & Company, the initial deal between Activision and Bungie called for new Destiny games every 2 years, but this shifted to one new game every 3 years. Now, this slip might have contributed to what Cohen & Company called a growing divergence between Activision and Bungie's respective visions for where the Destiny franchise should go. Now, while Destiny and Destiny 2 might have been commercially successful on a unit basis, the games did not achieve the kind of recurring revenue stream that Activision wanted. Wonder why? And indeed, Activision management recently said that Destiny 2 Forsaken failed to meet its commercial expectations, and as a result, quote, the company was looking for ways to bring more microtransactions to the game. Which, tell Angry Joe this, he'd blow his top. Now, whether or not that's still the case now that Bungie operates Destiny 2 by itself remains to be seen. Obviously, you need to figure out a way to get revenue from the game, and, well, Fortnite figured it out pretty good. League of Legends had it pretty good down pat too. Still seems to be going good so far there. Fortnite might be dealing with their own variety of hiccups here or there or otherwhere. Yeah, all considered, it's going fine. According to Cohen, Bungie's attempts to broaden the Destiny player community with a more casual-friendly Destiny 2 didn't work out, and while Destiny 2 Forsaken was praised by critics and fans, it didn't do a good enough job at bringing back lapsed players. Well, it brought me back. I'm just going to say that for my own self. I played the first Destiny game, and I went, oh, okay, that's great. And I grinded out a little bit of a light level and got to some decent-ish gear, and then I got bored, and then I didn't play it. Destiny 2, on the other hand, I played it, and I went, wow. This was good. But, see, considering had I not played Destiny, the first game, Destiny 2 would have been like, something's missing. Well, yeah, that something missing was the whole entire game that now you don't get to play. So, understandably so, when I played the second game, I said, hey, something's good. I like this game. I want to keep playing it. So I played it, and I played through the expansions, and then, like an idiot, I decided to play the 2 expansions that came with it, and I went, oh, this is even better. And then I got the Forsaken. Now, obviously, I wonder what could have gotten my interest in Forsaken. Well, let's just say the big old trailer drop, in which a couple key things happen between key characters in Destiny 2. One of which I'm not going to spoil, but it pertains to the character that you play in the game, which is unheard of. And when they took that step, I was like, oh. So now I've been playing Destiny 2 Forsaken. So they kind of hooked me in. Anyways, Cohen estimates that Activision severed ties with Bungie and Activision to focus on strengthening its own, fully owned franchises like Call of Duty, even if it meant taking a financial hit in the short term. The upside of investing in its own franchise was greater than continuing to sink resources into an underperforming series like Destiny, according to Cohen. So, for those of you wondering, long story short, oh no, are they going to pull it out of the Bungie net platform and everything, and am I going to have to figure out this new thing to figure out how to play my Destiny 2 game? Nope, you can still play the game as is on whatever platform you purchased it on, or wherever you purchased it on, or planning to purchase it on, which means if you bought it for the PlayStation, you'll still be able to log in, you'll be fine, everything will be playable. Same thing if you bought it on PC and you're using the Bungie Net launcher. Just kidding, coming soon. If you're just using the Blizzard launcher within, World of Warcraft and Call of Duty and everything else, Blizzard, you'll still be able to use that launcher for Destiny 2 and play it. But Bungie is in works to be able to create their own launcher and their own platform and their own game system. So, for those of you wondering, that's coming soon. That's all the information we have for now. Let's head on over to the next news story, shall we? So, Spotify at CES 2019 this week decided to announce that, they're talking about the importance of podcasts, personalization, and partnerships. The 3 Ps of Spotify, I guess. You see, getting the right content at the right time is harder than you'd expect. And that's one of the reasons why AI is playing such a huge role in how Spotify delivers personalized playlists to users. So it's fitting that the company's new partnership with Microsoft that was just recently announced is focused on messages about how AI can impact all aspects of life, including education, healthcare, and philanthropy. Those messages are going to be showing up in a Discover Weekly playlist for free users, the first time that Spotify has let brands have full customization and control over advertising in that feed. Now, for me personally, I use Spotify. I use the free version. I use it a lot. It's stupid. I use it more than Apple Music. I know, right? I have an iPhone. I have a computer. One would think. I grew up. Here's a weird thing. I grew up using iTunes and downloading music and purchasing music and taking CDs of music that I had and importing it into the iTunes library. And now I'm like, you know what? If there's music that I want, most likely on Spotify. 9 times out of 10, it is. So where do I go? Go to Spotify. When Spotify first came out for a while, I was a paid member. And then I went, it's a little bit too much of an ask for me. I can't pay this much. Oh, yeah, I know. I can't pay that much. Well, I didn't. So I went to the free service, and then I went, so this is their ad model. Me likey. And it's pretty cool. And I'm liking it. And obviously, I don't mind the ads, because the ads, they're working on them kind of like they were with Hulu and Hulu's ad service, but kind of like the ad service that they have going on at Spotify. Whoever is working on behind the scenes back there with the AI and having that all plugged in, they seem to pick up on what I like, don't like, and when I want to hear an ad, when I don't want to hear an ad. I know I'm going to get stuck with an ad, so I really don't mind. But I would rather listen to an ad that I want to hear something about rather than an ad for... Let me think of something stupid. What is an ad that's so stupid it doesn't even... Ooh! Sign up now for AARP. If you are age 65 or older, you automatically qualify for our $12 a year annual subscription, where you can find money-saving opportunities. Don't worry, I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I'm just using this as a facetious example. and you could save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your fixed income. Go to AARP.com today, or whatever the ad is. And now, back to your regularly recorded broadcast of music. And I'm like, I told him my age range. Actually, I told him my age, probably most likely. Why the heck would AARP be advertising to me? See, this is, okay, I'm going to get into a short rant. This is where it gets... I know people are going to be upset and say, well, what about privacy concerns? And what about this concern? And what about that concern? You know what? Most of those concerns really aren't all that concerning. Companies here are trying to figure out how to advertise the most effectively to the people who want to buy their stuff. Right? So, the company who can figure out how to advertise to the people who want it maximizes their advertising dollars and generates more revenue off of it. Simple concept, right? Okay, so why in the world would you want to be AARP and say, oh, I'm going to shove $100 of advertising revenue to get to those 19 to 29-year-olds? Just shove an ad down their throat. Well, I wonder how many people are going to convert based off of that ad. Thinking does not compute. I bet you 0. Yeah, so there you go. It's just, from a marketing standpoint, it's like, yeah, we want to most effectively reach the people who want to or are interested in buying our products or services. So then we don't have to go waste money, and we can therefore save money and get more revenue off of it, because it's people who want to buy stuff rather than those who don't, or passively, or who definitively don't want to purchase that product or service. Like me. Why would I want AARP? By the way, side note, the career that I work at, I hate the AARP magazine. Like, literally, that is one magazine that when I look at it and I go, oh, I have to do this again, I literally want to burn it. I literally want to walk it outside and burn it, because it's such a waste. And the people who do get it, who are qualified for it, most likely throw it in the trash. I'm sorry, but you guys gotta figure out how to get something of value in the hands of people that actually want it. And then you find out this crazy conundrum going, well, we have more money to do this whatever we want. Oh wow, look at this. There's people who like our stuff who actually want to hear about us. And then to the people who aren't, well, it's kind of inconsequential, because I'm not paying for advertising to them, and I'm not doing this, that, and the other thing. And man, I'm saving money and making more money. Huh, that's crazy how it works. So, yeah. Anyways, rabbit trail over. Talking about Spotify. I guess Engadget talked with Spotify's Daniel Lee, a VP and global head of partner solutions, about how the company uses AI to power its personalized content, how it can apply that in the future to things like video and podcasts, and how the company can offer branding options for Discover Weekly while keeping things relevant to listeners. So yeah, I do have a link to this article in the show notes for today's episode. By the way, if you're watching the video or listening to the audio of this, head on over to technewsgadget.net/79 to get the show notes of this entire episode. You'll be able to click on articles you want, watch the video, look at the pictures, read text. Sounds cool. Sounds kind of foreign? No, wait. Using a rotary phone is foreign. Teenagers. Yeah, okay. Moving on. Exciting news coming out of the Washington Post today. Apparently, Fortnite maker Epic Games earns an F rating from the Better Business Bureau. This is kind of hilarious, so I figured I'd throw it in today. The creator of the widely popular video game Fortnite has been given an F rating from the Better Business Bureau after failing to address hundreds of complaints from concerned customers. The BBB said that over the past year it has received more than 270 complaints about Epic Games, which has made a fortune from Fortnite and other popular video games. Most of the complaints regard customer service issues and problems with refunds and exchanges, and most of them were never addressed by Epic Games, according to the BBB in a statement. A spokesperson for Epic Games said in a statement Thursday that the company is not affiliated with the BBB and that it has, quote, redirected all player-submitted complaints from the BBB to our player support staff. Now, when asked how many complaints the company has received directly, the spokesperson said that Epic Games gets customer service requests daily for a variety of reasons. He added that concerned customers should reach out to Epic Games customer service proper, which is you go to epicgames.com and you click on their customer service link and or page, and you fill out information there. However, the BBB noted that it has too tried on numerous occasions to contact Epic Games, but it never received a response from the gaming company. Hence why they issued this response stating that they got an F rating for failing to respond to 250 complaints in the last year alone. Kind of juxtaposing that with the hugely, wildly successful video game of all time, which had an unprecedented growth in 2018, just smashing all records, available on every platform, smashing those records on every single platform, making their own platform, and getting wildly successful at that. It's almost like Minecraft on steroids 2.0. But that's not the only game that Epic Games has made. They've also made Unreal, Gears of War, and Shadow Complex. Granted, they're their own little development games, and they're not nearly as attended to as well as Fortnite. But, yep. Quite a conundrum going on here. Are you guys a bit concerned now about buying stuff on Fortnite because they got an F rating? I think this is an informative and yet humorous story at the same time. So take it as you will. Leave your comments below. And finally, the news everybody's been wanting to hear about today. Amazon is developing a new game streaming service to compete with Microsoft and Google. Yep, you heard that right. Not to be outdone by other technology rivals, it appears Amazon has been secretly developing a video game streaming service. It looks set to compete with Microsoft and Google with instant video games housed on powerful servers. And who better to do it than Amazon? You have Amazon S3. You have servers in virtually every corner of the planet. And you have unbelievably fast lightning speeds. Matter of fact, this podcast is hosted on Amazon. Not an ad in any way. I'm not sponsored by them either. But this podcast and a couple other podcasts that I've run over the years has been hosted on Amazon S3 servers, which is why downloads are a snap. Because in the cloud. Cloud-based gaming, which will negate the need for downloads or game cards, and contributing to the downfall of retail stores like probably GameStop in the coming years, as sad as that sounds. Those companies will have to figure out how to revolutionize and keep up with the times. This could be one of the next major advances for the gaming industry. Google, if you didn't already, their Project Steam cloud gaming service is currently in beta testing with no news of a full official launch. For Google, it would be as easy as opening a Chrome tab to play your favorite game. Microsoft unveiled its Project xCloud in November of 2018. It will be available for public testing sometime in 2019 and run on console and PC. Amazon is reportedly already in talks with publishers but won't be launching its own service until 2020. The news comes from sources simply named as Too Briefed on the plans, who revealed the development to the information. There's been no formal announcement from Amazon as yet. Other reports found that Amazon is hiring engineers in Seattle and California to work on, quote, cloud games, with one job description revealing the opportunity involves shaping the foundation of an unannounced AAA game business. See, this industry is already worth $20 billion and growing. So, with Amazon also being the owner of Twitch, you remember they bought them? They seem poised and ready to tackle this problem head on. So is this something you're excited about or not? Be sure to let me know down in the comments section. And with that, that will bring us to the end of today's technology news. Kind of keeping it a little bit short today, but if we happen to miss something on a show or something that you want us to keep you informed on, be sure to let us know on Twitter at TechNewsGadget, or very simply, if you're watching the video of this, leave us a comment down below. We also have a community over at technewsgadget.net/forum where you can hang out with other people and talk about the latest tech news. If you enjoyed this episode, hey, be sure to tell a friend right now, and if you're watching the video, leave a like that will do it for this episode of the latest in tech news. I'm your host, Taylor Merrick. For the latest in tech, gadget, and gaming news, be sure to head on over to technewsgadget.net. Pretty much, keep being awesome, guys, and I'll see you on the flip side.